Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at an interesting stove. This is the Kettle Base Camp. Alright everybody, welcome back. So today I'm going to show you this. I came into this by an interesting way. This is my friend. He used to do videos with me once in a while. He still does, he'll still do videos with me on here once in a while. He has some interesting gear. My friend Charlie came across this in his mother's stuff. I guess she was a prepper as well. And when she passed away, he realized she never used this. She bought it in, I think, 2006 or 2008 or something. I looked on the receipt. And bought the whole kit. So he's like, why don't you burn it in and give it its first run? So it's not mine, but we are going to demo it today. And I wanted to show you all the different accessories that came with it. Now what I like about this is it's handy for cooking as well as freeze-dried foods. So if you're making, say, a freeze-dried entree for one person and you want to cook yourself something, you can do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be boiling water for coffee with it, as well as making breakfast on the burner. This is a very interesting situation here, how this works. You fill this up with water up in here. Let me get that closer to the camera. Okay, now inside this is hollow. This is all hollow in here, as you can tell. But the water reservoir is on the inside, and it boils the water very, very quickly. So you fill it up with water, and whatever you do while you're boiling water in it, you don't cap it, because you will blow the cap right off. You're going to fill it up with water, you're going to let that boil, and in the meantime, you can cook stuff on it as well. You'll notice these cross members here, the pot stands, that go right in the center there, and we're going to be cooking our bacon and eggs in that pan. And this is the Kettle cook kit that came with it. This is your, holder here, your grabber, your pot grabber. So we're going to be cooking bacon and eggs in that part, and boiling water for coffee here. Now this is how the system works. Let me explain to you really quick. It does come with a nice sack for everything. I want to get that out of the way. This is your base here. This is where you're going to be starting your fire. You're going to start your fire in here first. Now if you just want to cook on here, there is a hobo stove attachment that goes over it. I don't have that for this video, but I do have the grill. So if you wanted to grill over coals, you can just stick this in here and grill over coals like that. We're not going to be using that today, but it is kind of a neat thing that came with it. You're going to start your fire in here. You want this facing the wind, as best you can. I know wind changes sometimes, but you want to stick this out here where the wind is blowing in this way, because basically what this is a huge rocket stove. Once you get your fire going pretty well in there, you're going to put this on top, like that. And then you're going to have fire, I'll show you up top, coming out of here, while boiling the water. So you'll not only be able to cook on the top, but you'll be able to get yourself some seriously hot water in there very, very quickly. Now for my purposes, I'm just going to leave water boiling in there. I'll fill it up maybe to like here, because I don't want it spitting out the whole time. Now when you're done, let's say you're just using this for water. You're all finished with the water, you take it off, and then you can cap this to keep it warm. And it will stay warm for a very long time. When taking this off the fire, there is a method to it. You'll notice you have a handle back here. You're going to take this handle carefully like this. I'm doing this with my left hand, so let's see how well I can do it. You're going to pick it up, you're going to use this to pour your water out like that. That wasn't very graceful because I'm right-handed. Doing it with my right hand, but I'm not doing it in the right place. It would be a little more graceful if I were to pick it up like this and do it like that. There we go. Anyway, that's how it works. So I'll be showing you how to do that outside. You never want to pick this up and pick it up like this, because your hand's going to be right over the fire where it's coming out. Let me show you that when I pick up the camera. You don't want to pick it up that way, because your hand will be right over the fire hole. So you want to start it off like that, pick it up like that, and that's how it works. Now a cool thing about these, I've never been fully convinced on these myself, because I can't see why I'd need to always boil water. But if you've got a bunch of people eating freeze-dried food, you can definitely see the reason why you'd need to. If you've got a bunch of people that want coffee in the morning while you're making breakfast like we're going to do today, again, very, very cool system. So this base Cape stainless steel camp kettle will boil 54 ounces of water at a time. That's about 9 6-ounce mugs of water for camp coffee, tea, hot cocoa, whatever. And it brings it to a boil in a matter of minutes. We're going to see that when we test it out outside. So we're basically all that's left to do is give it a shot. You don't need a ton of wood for this, which is really cool too. It burns very efficiently. So thankfully, I still have some wood chopped up from the other day, and we're going to put some in here and start up the fire. And once that fire gets going, and it is kind of a rainy, dreary kind of day out, so this will be a good test if it starts to rain, because not much can get in there to hit your fire. You only got that little tiny hole up top here. So it is good for stormy, nasty weather conditions. So let's get this outside, get it set up, and try it out. All right, so we're all set up out here. Got my tinder ready. I got my instant coffee ready for my hot water. Got some eggs, some bacon. I'm going to start this fire up. Got the tinder ready right here with some fat wood and a cotton ball. And I'm going to get that going. There we are. Okay, I'll dump that in there. Get that started. There we go. And we got that going now, so we're going to see how that takes off. And once that's going really good, we will bring you back and put the kettle on and start cooking. I'd say that's a pretty good start. Let's stick this on here. Now I have the water about up to here, on here. Get our fingers out of the way there. See how quickly that goes? And I made my first mistake by doing that, putting it over there. So you got a rocket stove going on here already. You get a little bit of smoke in there because some of that wood is kind of damp, but definitely a nice efficient burn. And then if you need to feed it, you can either feed it down the tube, down there. I'm going to make sure I'm in camera. You can't see it. Hold on, let me move this over. I want to make sure you can feed it down that tube there, you know, or you can feed it down here in the port. So what I'm going to do is leave the camera here. And again, make sure when you're putting it on there, like I did, I put my hand right over that fire tube and that thing gets hot quick. So I'm going to stick some wood in there to keep it going. And of course I'm going to stick my hands right back over that fire area again. No, I'm just going to stick this in here. Okay, so we can cook once that gets going. And the water should start boiling in a little bit. The first thing I'm going to do is put on some bacon here, just a couple of pieces, and see how well, so I got my pan here, see how well this works with using just the pan. And it's definitely taken off like a rocket there, I'll tell you. The minute I put it over there, you could feel the increase in the heat. So we're going to put this here and put it over the top like that. Stick some more wood in there for a fire. There we go. So once the bacon gets going, I'll bring you back, and then we'll move on to the eggs. We'll try that. Just sticking another piece of bacon on here. Doing pretty good. It is doing really good on wood. I'm just sticking a couple pieces in as I go. I had a good amount in there. You can see the water's already starting to steam. And it's not, one of the things I noticed about it is there's not a ton of heat coming off it. I kind of thought because it's cold out this morning that there'd be some heat coming off it. It's a little warm, but it's not like you have a raging bonfire. So it is kind of nicely concealed in there. And as you can tell, I don't know if you can tell by the lighting, but it's kind of dark and dreary out here. It's supposed to rain later today. So this is definitely a good choice for that. I am noticing that the stuff is getting stuck on this pan, but they are stainless steel and they've never been used before. So, and I'm cooking bacon, so it's not exactly unusual. But with the other pieces that I just put in there, they are not sticking because they have the bacon grease to lubricate them. So we'll just keep going on that, and I'll bring you back when that's all cooked, and we'll cook the egg. You may notice that there's a lot of steam coming out the other side here. I did turn it this way because it started to spit a little bit of water out. Even though I had it low, it still spit it out. So I'm kind of backing off on the fire. It's still cooking everything fine, but I don't want it to keep spilling out. Once we're done with those last two pieces of bacon, we'll try out the eggs. All right, that last piece of bacon looks pretty done to me. So I'm going to pull it out. And we are going to put in our eggs. Now I mixed up a couple of eggs here, but I'm probably not going to use all of them. because that's a whole lot of eggs. Actually, I can. It fits in there good. And I put it right in the bacon grease. There we go. And as you can tell, that's working pretty well. You can keep this. What I've done, and again, this is the first time I've ever used one of these. What I've done is I kind of regulated the fire. I noticed when I was putting tons of wood in there down the top and the sides here, this thing started to spit out all over the place. And I don't want that yet. I just want it to kind of simmer at a low boil until I need it. So I got this going up top. That's ready for my coffee whenever I'm done here. That'll be our next step once the eggs are done. I've got the bacon already cooked and in my pot here, which we'll probably transfer to that pan and eat out of. And we'll be all set in a few minutes. So I'm going to let the eggs cook up. And once they're done, we'll bring you back and I'll show you how to pour this. And I'm still going to wear gloves when I do it. I'll show you how to pour this out using this and the chain so you don't burn yourself. So give me a little bit of time here to cook those eggs up, and we'll be right back. All right, the eggs look done. So what I'm going to do is transfer my bacon over here. There we go. Now I'm going to try and get this thing out of here. I don't know if I can do it with just this piece. I'll just pull it out. Now, this is the part that can be tricky, okay? You want to get this off the fire. It's going to be very hot. You're going to move this piece here like this. You never want to pick it up like that. You move it like this, off, and to the side. I'm going to take this and push it away. I'm going to put my cup here. There we go. And I'm going to take this chain back here and kind of just tilt it forward. So hold it like this and tilt it forward with the chain. And that's it. It's pretty much done. I'm going to let the fire burn out. Put that over here. Have myself some breakfast. And take it inside and wash everything off. And give you my final thoughts on it when I'm done. Alright, so it's back inside. I had breakfast. I did clean this off really well, mainly because it's not mine. And, you know, he's probably going to put it away for a long time, and I don't want to put it away filthy. But you see, it gets kind of sooty and dirty down in there. But not bad. You know, I was able to clean most of it off. But again, if you're using this, you know, out in the wild, you're not really going to care about that all that much. But it will get dirty and sooty in there, so you got to remember that for your hands when you're working with it. But other than that, this thing performed pretty well. Now, would I buy it myself? Probably not. Because I can't see a need to boil that much water. And honestly, while I was cooking, I felt like I was kind of racing the clock before this thing would spill over. And it still spilled over. So it does boil very quickly. And if you're looking for something to boil for hot water for freeze-dried meals, say there's 4 or 5 of you going out on a trip, somebody carries this and this as the designated, you know, cook set. Hey, that's awesome. You know, it's really, really good. But I also like the ability to be able to just cook on this. So it's kind of a toss-up. I'm not really sure. I did like using the pot stands. That was kind of cool on top here. And I was still able to pick up the pot, drop a piece of wood down there, and put the pot back on. It burned everything really, really efficiently. I don't know if you caught it in the last part of the video, but there was nothing but, you know, just a little bit of charcoal in there. So it does work very, very well. And it is a neat little system. You just have to remember to never leave this plugging when you're actually boiling water. But all in all, cool little system. Now these run about 70 to 80 bucks for just this part here, you know. And they make smaller ones and bigger ones. I am not an expert on these. I'm not really well versed on the different sizes. I know they make a small portable one as well as this big base camp unit. This was just one I got to test, so I was kind of excited about testing it. But they do make all sorts of different sizes for you to check out. I will put a link down below where I found the one base camp model in Amazon. You can check it out if you want, if you need more stats on it. It is a fairly heavy unit. I'd say about 5 or 6 pounds once you get all that stuff together with it. So, you know, it's not for lightweight backpacking, but for a bug-out location or a camp or maybe a group meetup area, you know, or your vehicle. Neat little system. Definitely cool. Anyway, folks, don't forget to check our links down below. We've got our Food for Patriots link down there, which is preparewithiridium.com. I got a bunch of deals going on right now. Check them out. Lots of money off on some freeze-dried food. And don't forget to check out our Thrive Life link as well. We do have a promotion going on through this month of September, of January. Sorry, not September. I don't know where I got that from. Through the month of January, and you can check it out there. You can join, be a consultant for $50. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.